Hey everybody, Robert with Burns Travels, and we're going to upgrade our exhaust fan in one of the bathrooms. Well, you know, this beard is really getting on my nerves before I get started. I'm not going to shave it. I'm waiting until January. I'll tell you a little story about that maybe throughout this video. I don't know. But I've never had one, and I'm doing it so I can get in a Santa suit. And then I'm going to shave that sucker because I do not like it. So let's get started on this fan. Let me show you what it is right here. This one right here. Yeah, it's a exhaust fan that has a 3-inch fan in it. I'm putting a Max fan Deluxe. It has the remote, it has the heat sensor, the rain sensor. Since I do have pets, I want it just in case power goes out, we're not here and it's the summertime somewhere where it's hot. It will at least open and exhaust and get the hot out of there so the dogs don't die. That's the only reason I spent so much money on those. So let's go ahead and get started with this, and we'll talk about some more things that we're doing and little secrets I found on doing the last one. All right, as you can see, I already started right here. I tried recording this and didn't even have it on. I'm using a heat gun. The reason I'm using a heat gun, it's cold outside and it actually will get this off easier. I tried it without it the other day with another one I did. It took me 45 minutes. Heat gun, on the second one I did, took me about 15 minutes, so that's why I'm using a heat gun on this. A little trick. And it wasn't my idea, someone told me about it. And if you don't have a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer.
Minutes later.
Well, the first layer of caulking is done. Well, not done, off, and then I got to remove the screws. Let me show you here. Okay, as you can see, I got all the top caulking off around the screws. I'm going to take out all the screws. Then I'm going to use the heat gun again and actually take a larger putty knife around it and pop it off. Here's something else. Do not use a metal putty knife. Use a plastic one, because a metal one could cut your fiberglass like mine is, or could tear your rubber membrane. So use a plastic one and just be careful when you do it. So let's get to that. I'm going to heat that up and start taking those screws out first.
Minutes later.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, the other thing is now I'm going to heat up all the metal, use the larger putty knife. That's 2-inch one and go underneath it, or I'll scrape the sides out. Again, finish that up, and then I'll go ahead and putty knife underneath it, and then it will pop loose. So let's go do that.
A few moments later.
You see this black wire and this wire. Power is off. I'm just gonna cut that. It is DC. I shouldn't get shocked, but if you're doing with any electrical wiring, you should secure power. But I'm gonna cut these two pieces off about the same length because that's where I'm gonna put the connections to. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, I got all that cleaned off. Now let me show you. I got to clean the rest of it off and get all the caulking off that I can. So this is what I have left to do. As you can see, there's still caulking around here that I got to scrape off and clean that up as best as I can. Then I'll sweep it off, and then before I put it in, I have to go inside and take this bottom piece off. So let's go ahead and do all that.
Eventually.
Yep. All right, as you can see, I put a cover on it that mounts to the roof, and then I put a pencil line around it so I know when I put it back up there, it will be right where I want it to be. So let's go ahead and put the butyl tape on the bottom of that, and then we'll stick it to the roof, and then we'll start screwing it in. right, now we get to screw it down, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do a pattern is what I do. I don't know if it's the right way, but it seems to work. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. All right, what I'll do is I'll do this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece. Then I'll go here, here, and I'll just do a crisscross all the way around like this until it's done.
Two very boring minutes later.
Well, they're all screwed in, as you can see right here. I don't know, maybe you can see them, maybe you can't. But this is what we're gonna do next. All that excess putty that's coming out right here on the sides, I'm gonna take a putty knife, I'm gonna scrape all that, and then I'm gonna put the self-leveling sealant over the screws and a bead around the side. So let's go ahead and do all that.
"12 seconds later."
Well, I got all the lap sealant over it. It's self-leveling. I put a little extra. So let me show you what I did. All right, you can see there's probably an excessive amount, but that's okay because the way I see it, I'd rather have too much and instead of not enough. So I'm gonna let that set for a little bit, probably about an hour, and then I'll come back and I'll put the top on. Meanwhile, I'm gonna wire the ends. I'm gonna put the male ends on the actual fan and the female ends on that. So let's go ahead and do all that stuff.
2 hours later.
fancy dandy straight edge. Yeah, that one ain't gonna hurt at all. But if you notice, it's bigger here than it is here. The reason is, if you look at the bathroom wall, on the exterior wall, this is how the roof is. It's actually thicker here than it is here. So we're just going to trim this piece off, and then we'll put it up just like that. So let's go ahead and do that. Got it all cut like you saw previously. I like to take some tape and put it on the exterior to help me hold it up there. I just got some packaging tape, ain't no big deal. Where I put it, just gonna have a couple pieces. Fold this back so I can find it next time. Let's try it out. All right, it's done. I'm tired today for some reason. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old, but I got to clean up my mess. The old stuff, put the tools up, the extension cord, stuff like that. I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. Thumbs up, all that fun thing and everything. If not, I'm glad you watched anyways. Have a great day and more videos to come.